What's going on? It's your boy Sermon, the sermonsdomain.com. We're straight out of Compton in theaters this past weekend. It became a huge success. It doubled, almost tripled projections for what people were expecting. They expected 25 million. It ended up bringing in about 56 million total. So they doubled what people thought, and it got me thinking. With this success, will we see more studios put out biopics of rappers or labels or anything within the hip hop history? And it's hard to tell because Hollywood is very money driven. So the fact that Straight Outta Compton was successful um, shows that maybe there might be more of a market for this in the future, and we might see that. But at the same time, I don't want any of these rappers or labels or anything to be portrayed badly. A lot of people remember Notorious. It was not a good movie. So I really hope that if it does end up going in that route in the future, that it's as good as Straight Outta Compton. It's it involves the artist themselves. You have to have that, and it tells a good story, portrays a good story, portrays their careers and all of that. And it also got me thinking this: who is deserving of a biopic in the future? And obviously there's so many names, but I'm gonna just throw out a couple that came to me when I was thinking about the topic. First off, Death Row Records. I mean, kind of continuing where Straight Outta Compton left off. You gotta have Death Row. You have Snoop, Dre, Pac, the Dog Pound, of course Suge Knight, all the infamous stuff. It'd be a very interesting movie. I think it'd have the same impact as Straight Outta Compton as well. Seeing some of the stuff that we've heard about over the years. Just the story of Death Row Records in general. Suge Knight would have to be portrayed by somebody very menacing, and you can't have it any other way. Another artist deserving of that is LL Cool J. LL Cool J is probably one of the best to ever do it. Of course, he's been around for over 2 decades, probably even three now, pretty much almost 3 decades, and his career has went through different eras. And even though now he's not much of an artist, back in the day, there was a lot to talk about. He put out album after album. He was touring. He was a sex symbol. I think it would be very interesting to hear, and watch LL Cool J's life story on the screen. Another person I threw out there was Tech Nine. Tech Nine has had a very interesting career. He's the #1 independent artist. He started Strange Music, and we see how popular he's become because of it. All the artists that he signed, all these people are making a living, and his merch is doing millions. It would just be interesting to see that because you'd have like parts in the movie where he's rejected by the industry, he feels rejected. There's a lot, man. If you listen to Tech Nine's music, if you follow his interviews or follow his story, it'd be an interesting topic, and of course, all his fans would go and see it, without a doubt. Another name on the list, gotta throw it up, Scarface. I'm reading his biography right now, and it is very interesting. If you haven't read it already, go to Amazon, pick it up. Go to Barnes and Noble and pick it up. It's called Diary of a Madman, and I would love to see Scarface, kind of, have this movie because his life story is interesting. Being one of the first, pioneers out of Houston to really portray that region, with the ghetto boys and all the stuff that he talks about in this book. I won't really spoil much. Is interesting enough to me to be on the big screen, and hopefully one day it happens. I'm pushing for it. The last two. First, I'm gonna go with Puff Daddy because you got the whole bad boy situation. You got Puff is an icon. He's done so much, so it's like you couldn't skip over him. We had Notorious. We don't need another Biggie movie. I mean, I don't know. It would be nice to see another Biggie movie, a good one, but you can't really hold your breath for it. So that's why I say Puff. Puff's had a lot of interesting highlights in his career, and I think it would be good. And lastly, Cash Money Records. You have look, that would be like the best thing ever. It'd probably be damn near impossible because you're not gonna get Birdman, Manny Fresh, Juvenile, BG, Turk, Lil Wayne, all of them to be a part of this movie. And if they're not a part of it in some degree, like what they did with Straight Outta Compton, then I don't think it would be worth making. If you had someone like Birdman trying to greenlight it, then you'd have his side of the story, and it's hard. There's all that controversy there, and it's like everybody's not on the best of speaking terms. But I would still love to see it happen because Cash Money has such an interesting story. Coming up from New Orleans and really, that Universal deal, the 30 million Universal deal they got. Over the years, just seeing all the progression. And you have to have the controversy in there, the people leaving the label and stuff. So those are the ones that came to mind. I can continue to talk all day, but I'm not going to. I want to know what future biopics for hip hop would you love to see in the future. Let me know in the comment section. Like the video, subscribe to the channel if you're not already. Share the video. Follow me on Twitter at SermonsDomain. And most importantly, thank you for watching. I appreciate your time. And until next time, peace. Pick this up.